So I think this should go without actually saying it, but huge spoiler warning for Metro 2033, Metro Last Light, and of course Metro Exodus. So, back in 2017, I uploaded a video called Khan is Dark One, Metro 2033 Last Light Theory. In that video I got over a little theory I made up where I think Khan is a Dark One. And it actually got quite a bit of views, and it was actually quite surprising to me. I actually really liked how the video turned out. At the time I didn't have a good microphone, but that's besides the point. And I got a lot of comments giving me some counter arguments, some thinking that the theory is quite plausible. I still think it is plausible, and some of you also wanted to know what I think about Metro Exodus and how that affects this theory. So this is what I'm gonna do with this video today, so stay tuned. Now, before I go into Metro Exodus, some of you pointed out that there were these special missions in Metro Last Light, and that in one of those missions you actually play as Khan. And I actually figured out how to play it, and I played it. I still think that the theory holds strong, because I believe that Khan's memory might not actually be his own memory, and the memory of him defending the station is actually of someone that died that day. Who knows, maybe Dark Ones have the ability to see the memories, the last memories of someone who passed away, and therefore Khan decided to just adopt the memory of this person as his own memory. This of course is highly speculative because I got nothing to back this up with, but I like to think that this might be a possibility here. And personally, this is kind of a headcanon to me. But now, to 2020 Metro Exodus. And no, shut up, 2019 didn't happen. Metro Exodus, there is not much shown of Khan. There's only one occasion where you actually, and huge spoiler, get to meet Khan. And that is when you get the bad ending. So I'ma just play the portion of the bad ending where you get to meet Khan and what he tells you.
Hello, Artyom. I didn't really expect to see you here. I thought you had some other fate, or a greater one. I remember when you were but a boy from the exhibition, dreaming of one day remembering the face of his mother. Was that why you opened the airlock at the Botanical Gardens? Look at you now. I'll be returning to the metro soon. But you... The sun never rises here, Artyom. You can't stop this train. Can't ever get off it. There are not stations in this world. He who has enough courage and patience to stare into the darkness for his entire life shall be the first to see the flash of light. Remember that? Why then? Not enough patience?
So what if there are no stations here? Who'd want to stop anyway? Come on, you hunk of iron. Pick up some speed. We'll shake this place up. Make all the dead look alive.
Well, it is time for me to leave. And you, tell everyone I said hi. I'll give your regards to whoever I see back home.
Forget him. Come, I'm making you chief mate. We're in for a long voyage, an eternal one.
So something very important to note here is how Khan mentions the opening of the airlock of the Botanical Gardens, which is also the moment where Artyom met a Dark One for the first time. Of course, since Artyom has a connection with the Dark Ones, the Dark One could show Artyom what Artyom really wanted to see.
Mom? Mama? Mama?
Artyom, darling, you're so big now.
Mom, I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of now.
Don't leave, Mom. I'm all alone now.
You're not alone. You're the first.
Of course, it seems to be a pretty wide known event that happened, because it seems like that Artyom was the first one to ever step outside of the metro after the bombs fell. That's probably what the Dark One means by the first. Or it could also mean that he is the first one to be able to communicate with the Dark Ones. But when it comes to that event, I think no one really knows, except for Artyom, that he was talking to a Dark One in that moment. That he was just outside for the sake of wanting to be outside. Here I think Khan knows a little bit more about what's going on than he wants you to believe. A theory a few commenters in my original video said were that this Dark One during the Botanical Garden airlock opening event might have been Khan. And this is a little bit backed up by what Khan says about Artyom wanting to see the face of his mother again. And that is pretty much what the Dark One provided. Also, something that struck me as a bit odd was how he was just shown as this complete dark figure except for the portion where he's holding the candle. Now, I could be reading a little bit too much into this, but I feel like this is a subtle hint to Khan being something else than a human. Also, when Khan says that he has to go, you can see these black particles coming from him. And this seems pretty much just like how Dark Ones seem to just go invisible or disappear. If you could remember the little Dark One, how he disappears, it's pretty similar. But then there were some of the commenters that said I should read the books. And I'm just gonna say this again, I probably said that 1,000 times by now. I hate reading. I find reading books boring as all hell. Some of the commenters said I should try the audiobook versions, and I might if I get bored at some point, but I doubt it because with some of the games that are coming up this month. But I'm getting a little bit off track here. So some of the commenters said that Khan is just a descendant of Genghis Khan. I am not sure what that means. I don't know much about Genghis Khan, to be honest, except for that he was the emperor of the first great Mongol Empire. How this ties with the Metro games, I am honestly not sure. So I like to believe that the Metro games and the books are two separate stories that are not really connected all that much. So giving me the argument about reading the books is there's just not enough there. And I'm just personally more a fan of the games themselves because they're great games. And I said that in my last video. As for my theory of Khan being a Dark One, I still think he might be, but we never will really know for sure. Unless there might be more Metro games that will also include Khan more again. And maybe the Dark Ones. Anyways, I will end this here, and this is pretty much my updated view on the Khan is a Dark One theory in relation to Metro Exodus. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you haven't seen the previous video, I'll leave a link in the description below and check it out and see what you think. The microphone quality will also be pretty bad because it's my old microphone still, but it really is a video I enjoyed making, and you will probably be able to tell when you watch it. And as a last thing, I'm just gonna say this. Fuck Epic Games for making me wait another year. Fuck you, Epic Games.